One of the things that people don't understand about a man, and when a man love his wife, is that it's not even about the woman. A lot of times people get that confused. Like it's almost like thinking that Christ loved you the way that Christ loves you because of how amazing you are. Christ loves you because of who Christ is, and because that's his call. The same thing when you loving your wife as Christ loved the church. It doesn't mean that the woman is perfect. It doesn't mean that the woman can do no wrong. It doesn't mean that the woman doesn't get on the man's nerves, or the man hasn't thought about divorce, thought about cheating, thought about breaking up. Like, love is what conquers the flesh. Love is what conquers all of those things. So a lot of times I see people and they don't understand that type of love. They don't really get it, and they don't believe in it. They haven't seen it. But when a man loves his wife the way he's supposed to love his wife, nobody comes before that woman. Not his mother, not his father, not his daughter, not his son. Nobody comes before a man's wife. Nobody is, y'all gotta forgive me, I think I'm parked wrong in this here. Am I in the wrong parking space? Nobody comes before that man's wife. And a lot of people don't really understand that aspect of it, that part of it. And they just really don't get it. And I remember when my wife was the only person I followed on Instagram, there was women who would be mad about that. Why you only follow your wife? And I'm like, well, who else I'm supposed to follow? I don't want to see nobody else's pictures. But I eventually started following my clients and stuff like that. Athletes that I watch on TV and stuff like that. You know, my clients, male and female. Just so people will hush. Because people was taking and thinking like, oh, that means arrogance. And then it messed me up when Kanye West did it. Because he's so how he is. So then it's like, oh, you like Kanye West then. You think you like Kanye. But it's one thing, and I feel this love, but I feel the love toward my wife, and I feel it. I could feel that it's greater than me. Like, I could feel that this isn't just me loving her. Like, I could feel like this ain't my love to her. This is, it feels bigger than me. It feels like God. It feels like the Holy Spirit. Like a love that is greater than me, bigger than me, stronger than me, do more than me. And I could feel that. I'm in my car, I'm waiting up to pick up my wife's cake. I got a custom cake made. This is the second one I'm picking up this week, because the one yesterday was just for the family, but tonight got the private dinner. Not private dinner, friends dinner. Some of her homegirls and their husbands who I'm cool with as well. So I'm picking up a cake. And I was just thinking about that, because I drove an hour and a half over here day before yesterday. Hour and a half here, hour and a half back, pouring rain. Today, hour and a half here, hour and a half back to get this cake, because we used to get these custom cakes, but the lady went out of business. So now they work from they home office. They got a little plot on their land where they work from. And I was thinking about that, and I said, you know what? We see this all the time. We see love from women towards men. We always see women loving men, over loving men, doing the most for men. This brother, he used to play some basketball now. We always see that. But what would the world be like if we saw more? Y'all, let me get in the right parking space, 'cause I don't think I'm in no parking space. What would the world be like if we saw more men loving their wife the way Christ loved the church? What would the world be like? Think about that. If we saw more men loving their wife, because think about that. That man's love. So now you got the man's love, and then you got that love going from the man to the woman to the children. And then a child who can look at their father and see the way their father loved their mother. What's that? That child gonna be confident. That child gonna go into the world confident, strong, like little Tatum. Tatum is actually, he a lot like me. He's an introvert. But my wife was on the phone with the teacher today, because they didn't got school today for the teacher conferences. My wife was on the phone, and the teacher say Tatum is just a bundle of joy. He brings excitement and just like she said, vibrance to the activities. It's always great to have a kid that's excited about doing the work and all of that, and he brings that to the activities. And I was like, man, okay, Tatum. Say he got a great personality. I say, you know what? That comes, but he doesn't get in trouble. He's not disrupting the class. Because see, the other version of that is the child who has an insecurity and a void. So they got a lot of personality, but they being disruptive. Tatum be winning the Fruits of the Spirit award. And that's our baby boy. That's our 10-year-old, our youngest son. But see, that comes from the peace, the love, the confidence. And this is what I'm experiencing. See, I'm not saying this to brag or anything like that. I'm saying that this is what I'm experiencing. I'm learning from this. Because it ain't in my nature. Like, I just don't want to be like super duper lovey-dovey, and like, it's like if you give into your flesh wants an advantage. Your flesh wants the upper hand. Your flesh you want to be served. Y'all gotta forgive me, you hear the air, because I got to sit in here with this AC on now. Boy, look at that. Can't sit in here. Your flesh want to be served. So you want the advantage. You want to do those different little things. You want to do that because you want to be cooked for, clean for, made love to. You want to be worshiped. You want to be praised. You want to be pedestalized. You want to be feared. You want to be respected. You want to be able to dump on your woman and disrespect her. You want to be able to cheat on her and her deal with it. That's what the flesh want. Say it ain't so. Look at a lot of relationships. You done seen a lot of relationships, what I'm talking about. That's what the flesh want. But see, when you tap into the spirit want love, purity, peace, wholeness, happiness, security. The spirit want that woman to feel safe. The spirit want that woman to have this peace to where she can post her husband and she don't have to worry about other women laughing at her behind her back because of what they doing with her husband at work or after work or before work or in the break room or in the chat room or Facebook or Instagram or at the script club. She want to be able to post her husband lovey-dovey, hugged up with happiness. Happiness, nah. That's what she want. Think about it. She want to feel safe. She want to feel that her man is tapped in with the Lord and that he has surrendered to God. She want to feel that the man is going to have a godly ambition, a righteous ambition, a Holy Spirit conviction, a confidence. The reason why I can speak to this is because this common sense. But common sense just ain't common. This common sense, like I don't understand women, but I just know that it's just common sense that this how humans are. This how humans move and think. I just know that. So this the thing. We got to get to that place and got to realize and understand like what it takes when it comes to love from a man. And what I want men to understand is I want you to understand that you God's son, and you can have the attributes of your heavenly Father. You don't have to be controlling. You don't have to be insecure. You don't have to be jealous. You don't have to be domineering. You don't have to be a dictator. You don't have to fight for, beg for, or demand respect. You have to love. You got to look at this woman like she is the church, and you got to look at yourself as if you were Christ loving her as the church. That's what Ephesians 5 says. Don't twist the words and say, oh, he said I need to look at myself like I'm Christ. Oh, that's blasphemy. Don't twist the words. Use your common sense and think about this. Okay, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. So is that domineering, dictating, controlling, abusive verbally, abusive emotionally, abusive physically? Is that lying? Is that deceiving? Is that manipulating? Is that controlling? I might already said that. That's none of that is the love that Christ gives to the church. So why is that what we give to our wives and then call ourselves a man? That's not manhood. That's boyhood. That is being a grown boy. Like it, listen, everything I'm talking about, I used to be all of this. I used to be jealous, insecure, controlling, toxic. I was like that my whole life because it felt like a human disposition. It felt normal. Like everywhere I looked around, it just seemed normal. Like guys just starting arguments with a woman, or guys being controlling, or guys cheating, guys being some form of abusive. It just seemed normal. Like in every little thing. But I said, you know what? Jesus ain't normal. I ain't supposed to be normal. I'm supposed to be different. I'm supposed to be better. And I thought about that thing. I said, So I gotta trust God. So you know what? I'm gonna love my wife the way Christ loved the church. Meaning, I'm gonna sacrifice for my wife. I'm gonna bust my butt for my wife. I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna do what I got to do to take care of my wife and my kids. And I wanna make life easy for her. I wanna make life soft for her. I don't want her to have to work if she don't wanna work. And I don't want her to have to stay home if she wanna work. I don't want her to have to worry and fret. I don't want her to worry about me cheating, worry about me leaving. I don't want her to be half of herself or a shell of herself because I'm toxic and controlling and domineering. I want her personality to flourish. I want her to be at her best. I want her to see, dream, believe. But I want her to feel safe and secure and sound. Do you know that my wife is a very smart woman? But do you know she has brought no desires to me that are outside of her household. Like, she has not come to me. This is a woman who reads, she read 50 books in 1 month, read over 600 words a minute, master's degree, bachelor's in biomedical science. Y'all know how hard that is. Master's degree in medical sciences. Her middle sister is a doctor that deal with children with cancer. And then her youngest sister is a lawyer for the #1 firm in the world. Her dad is a patent attorney. Her mom has a doctorate degree. So she comes from success, ambition. But do you know that when I talk to her, like, baby, you know, is there anything you want to do? Anything? She said, I want to be a wife and I want to be a mother. She said, I have time to pursue business dreams, but I chose to be a mother. And because God is providing that I don't have to go work 40 hours a week, I don't want to give them 40 hours to a superficial dream, to a monetary dream, or to somebody else's dream when I could give those 40 hours to my family. And then when our sons are out of the house, then I may want to open some type of clothing studio, Pilates studio, business, coffee shop, whatever, and then give my time there. Wake up and go there because I don't have to wake up and take the boys to school. And I'm not sharing that to knock any woman that has big dreams and want to pursue all of that, because sometimes women take that's what I'm saying, that, oh, a woman can do both at one time. And if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. But what I'm saying is, you will know what a woman wants to do when she is fully and completely loved. When she doesn't need money because her husband is taking care of the money. When she doesn't feel controlled. When she doesn't feel inadequate. When she doesn't operate from fear because the man may divorce her or take off and run off with the money, or may cheat on her. But when she can just feel 100% comfortable, when her husband can go take a shower and leave his phone, iPad, laptop in the room, on the bed, or out, when she can have the password to all social media, all the phones, all the laptops, everything, and she could be confident in herself, and she could see anything that her man does or says and be confident. That right there, that's when you're gonna know what a woman really wants from life. When she have her dreams, and let's say her dreams, part of her dreams is being a mother, whether that's adopted children or children that she birthed or what have you. When she have that, and she have love from a man, her husband, not a friend with benefits, not just a child's father, not just a boyfriend or a fiance, but her husband who has signed the dotted line before God. Holy matrimony, a godly union until death does us part. So when she has that, and she has what she wants, and she's being loved fully and wholly and purely. And a lot of times I talk about this and women be like, Tony, I don't know if that exists. Tony, I don't know if that's out there. Listen, it's out there. And it's going to continue to be out there, and it's going to grow more. But y'all going to have to stay out of the way. When you see me talking to these men, when you see me sharing this message, stay out the way. Don't be in the comments beating up men. Don't be in the comments lashing out because of your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-fiance. Don't be doing all that. Don't change the narrative. Don't make women look bitter and broken and bad. Like, just out your amen and stay out the way. Let men talk to men when men are talking to men, and let men get the message without going to the comments and see there, see right there, see this old naughty head, sorry, dumb woman right here, and take all his pain and his frustration out on you in the comments because you done wrote a whole novel and you bashing men, and you're not even checking your spirit and where you operating from, and realizing that you actually writing a journal entry from what happened to you from your ex-boyfriend, your ex-fiance, or your current husband or boyfriend or fiance. Don't do that. Don't do that. Take that to your life coach, to your therapist, to your journal, and let the men get the message that they need to get. Because when they get that message, when a man talking to a man, because this is what you got to realize, any man that's watching this, he's going to evaluate me. He's going to listen to my messages. He's going to listen to the videos. He's going to see these videos. He's going to hear these videos, and he's going to be able to say, okay, he's going to be able to say, okay, all right, this Tony Gas, I heard this message, heard that message, heard that message. Okay, this what he said, this what he ain't saying, this what he hitting on right here. And he gonna be able to say, he gonna argue with some stuff, but then he gonna hear something that refuted. But then he gonna look, and he gonna look at what the things men want. Men want a great wife. So he just gonna be on the outside looking in. He gonna look and try to judge my wife, see what he see. Okay, cool. Men have said that to me. Tony, it's easy for you to say your wife beautiful. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad you think that, brother. I'm glad you think that. You just, because that's my wife. I see a spirit. I just don't, I lust after and all that, but I just don't sit there and oogle and ogle her. Because I understand that stuff is subjective, and I can't get caught up in that, because bodies change, looks change, everything. Skin change. So I got to love her for her. So I don't get caught up in just like shape and all of that, because that stuff change. So he gonna look at that. Then he gonna see that fundraise we just did, that investment opportunity. He gonna see that $500,000 that was raised in 30 days, and he gonna understand that that's the favor of God. Then he gonna understand, okay, so this man married, this man sons is smart and athletic. That's every man's dream. Now, if we get a son that's not athletic, okay, that don't mean we not gonna love the son, or we gotta love him less. But that's almost every man's dream, to have a son that's smart and athletic. So when he see that, he also gonna know that's a favor of God. And it also speaks to how the children are raised, because anybody could be athletic. If Nikola Jokic could win the MVP in the NBA, how he built, compared to how LeBron James built, anybody could be athletic. It's just how you raised. It ain't about genes and all of that. Because Nikola Jokic don't have LeBron James genes, but he win an MVP back to back. It's how you raised. So the men gonna see that. They're gonna start to see that. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, something going on here, because it ain't this man. This man ain't perfect. This man ain't special. How he got a beautiful wife, how he got 2 amazing sons that's smart and athletic, how he blessed financially, how he built the audience. Something got to be in this here water. So see, that's how a man gonna look at it. And then and the proof is in the pudding. If he don't have a woman to excuse him, to give him a reason to remain a woman hater, to remain a male chauvinist, to remain a dictator, a domineering man, a controlling, abusive man, if he don't see a woman in the comments or in his life, in his relationship, that give him that excuse, he's going to have to confront himself as a man, and he's going to start to grow and change, because no man wants to be less than any other man. So he's not going to, no man want to make less money than another man, have less influence than another man, have less peace and happiness and love and joy than another man. Men want to be blessed. Men want to have the best of everything. And when I say the best of everything, meaning based on his heart's desires, based on his life and where he at and what he want and need. He want to have that. So if he see another man got that, he gonna, what is he doing that I'm not doing? And so what we see too much of is we see guys who are, they pimping women. We see guys who doing scams online. We see guys who lying, cheating, stealing, scamming the government, scamming people. We see all of that right there. And then so therefore we get to a place to where we like, okay, let me do that. Let me do a fraudulent online course. Let me do credit card fraud. Let me do disaster loan fraud. Let me do this fraud, that fraud, because this man getting ahead. Just like the guy, Andrew Tate. I think he was, at one point he had 33 cars, and in there he had a Bugatti. I don't see him showing that stuff no more. I don't know if he lost it all. But they were saying he had like women, sex workers online. That he was running like this ring of women, which I could believe it. I could 100% believe it. So men will see that and then they'll start trying to do that. Do you know it's men who have gotten women and gotten them on OnlyFans, and they just got the camera and they doing the producing and the editing, and because the woman was afraid to do it or didn't know how to do it or she ain't had no tech savviness, the man that got on there and the man doing it. So now that the man doing it, now he getting 30% of her money. She might be making 10 grand a month, 100 grand a month, and he think he's a miniature Andrew Tate. But now Andrew Tate he get bound up in Romania or wherever he at with the law. And I could look at him and tell that he was a lame, that he grew up just overlooked, bullied. And then he got taller and grew into himself. And so then try to become this alpha male. So that's who these men are looking up to today. They looking up to these men who was bullied, they was overlooked, they was mistreated. And then they become a man. Some of them grow a beard, they get some money, they do something to get some money, and then they get air in their chest and they get online. And these men looking up to these men. And they like, yeah, this a man, yeah. And the man, and all the men doing is just showing them money. The men show them money. I'm at this pizza restaurant, and it's it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars out here. And we just out here for meetups. Ain't now a person going in here to get none of these pizzas. I know these people is like, hey, y'all don't be using our parking lot for your little raggedy meetup. I know the pizza is mad that the lady doing her cakes out of her house, and this where her drop off and pick up at. This where her pick up, where we pick up the cakes from. Oh, there go her son right there with the cakes. I know they mad that the cake people doing better than they is. I got to go. Got to get them cake. Get on back. Dinner tonight in 6 hours. So this, and we gonna talk about this now. Not all this gonna be about, just this one way, but I want you to understand that this is what these men is capable of, because I know what I come from and what I did. I know the boy that I was 18, 19, 20, 21. I know. So I know what's capable now. So that's what I want you to understand. If I could change, I believe almost any man could change. And it's going to happen. But we got to take and give room for it to happen, and the truth got to go forward. This spirit of little ugly got to get exposed. Spirit of a little dumb and spirit of a little nasty, all this got to get exposed, and we're going to keep going in and we're going to keep touching on this. We're going to keep breaking this stuff down, because this stuff right here, it got to get exposed. It got to get touched on. And the reason why is because the more it does, the more this demon can't hide in people. The more people going to realize like, oh, okay, I got to do right. I got to get my life right, because the message is spreading. The message going out there. It's getting out there. So then people is like, oh, so my wife know now. My fiance know now. My girlfriend know now. So because these people know, because she know what this spirit look like, because she have a comparison. See, now listen, don't compare your man to the men to us online, because you don't know us. You don't know what we've done. You don't know what our wives have lived through. So I coached the lady the other day. I'm like, ma'am, you ain't going through nothing. I'm like, you comparing your behind the scenes to my highlight reel. I'm like, your man ain't 10% of what Cherie Gaskin done been through. So you do not do that. Just like she did, she signed up for a coaching call. If you questioning what your man doing, how he doing it, get you a coaching call. So you can learn the realness about men and what you really dealing with. But hey, this Tony Gaskin, let me get my cake. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Oh, and again, shout out to everybody. Thank you very much. Blessed Tribe members. You'll see the little button say join if you outside the club and getting a little jealous. God bless you. And we'll talk soon.